Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to a mental break. Thanks for tuning in. This is Deanna. Thank you to any new subscribers that have subscribed since my last video or any future subscribers. I appreciate you. I'm just starting out this channel, so work with me, guys. It's the best I can do right now. So let me get started. Jen ring is beautiful. That was a beautiful ring. And I hope everything works out for Jen. I'm gonna get more into Jen and Ryan later on in this stream. Alex went ring shopping with no proposal. Again, I'm going to say it again. When I look at Alex, I just see Prozac. I'm sorry, I just do. This woman looks like she's going to be unhinged at any given moment. And if John Jansen does not marry this woman, we're going to hear about her needing psychiatric help. I'm telling you, this woman. I don't know what's going on with Alexis. I really don't know her history like that. But she is definitely unhinged. So I don't know. I can't even look at her. I really can't because I just can't. I don't even know what to say at this point. Um, the whole thing with Emily and Katie and Heather with the kids, that should have never been brought back to the group. When children are talking, even though Katie's daughter's 20, we're talking about 9-year-old boys here. That conversation should have never made it back to the group. If Sophie came back and told Katie that they were just having a conversation or whatever, it should have just stayed that way because there were little kids involved. Now, if Emily's boys were 18, 19 years old, then I'm like, okay, you can entertain the conversation. But you're talking about 9-year-old little boys here. So you don't know how, like, what the kids really do or do not know. What I am going to say though is I believe it. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Emily is a lawyer. And if when this first came out, Emily would have asked her boys off camera. She would have asked them, "Did you say this to Sophie?" And Sophie, I don't think would lie about it. For what? What would be her motivation for lying? I don't understand that. But also, like I said, I believe it was said, number one, like I said, because Emily's an attorney, and that's something that she would do. Because a lot of times, what we are when we make career choices, that's a part of who we are. For example, I'm a psych nurse. I'm a psych nurse because I'm an analytical person. I like to get down to the bottom of things. I like to know why people do the things that they do. So it would make sense when I went into nursing after doing so many years of working, medical floors and things like that, that I would transition into psych because that's what I love the most. I've done other areas of nursing, but psych is what I love. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever, usually when you take on a career path, that's kind of your personality. So it makes sense for Emily to ask the boys, "Did you say this to Sophie?" And so that's why I said, and then when Katie said, "Well, we can ask Sophie," she was like, "No, we're not." And she was like, "I'm not going to talk to my boys. They wouldn't say that." No, you don't know what your boys would say. So that's not true. Because kids say stuff out of their mouth all the time and you don't know it be coming out. Okay. Because I've had some embarrassing moments with my grandson and he's 5. So, um, excuse me. I don't know. I think I'm coming down with a cold. But, so that's why I said I believe it was said. It should have never came back to the group. And Heather is just doing too much. Now, as for Katie, this whole thing, now my last video I said I was giving Katie the side eye because I don't know if it's true. That's the thing about this a court case she had, in the past, and apparently she said some things or whatever. So they're going to bring it up on the reunion. So we'll see at the reunion what this is all about because they're going to bring that up. But for some reason, I believe Katie. I said I was giving her the side eye and I still like her, but I don't know because, again, I don't like Heather. So, um, and it is something that Heather would do. I'm sorry. Heather likes to be the center of attention. Heather is all about opulence and this and that. And the fact, this is another thing. And see, I believe this is another thing. I believe that Gina did tell Katie the reason why she remains Heather's friend is for her real estate connections. And you know why I believe that now? Because at the end of the finale, her son made a big deal where he sold the home and he was supposed to be he had the highest paid commission out of any realtor at that time. I said, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That was true. That was true. Katie wasn't lying about that. That was true because the simple fact that their son, he's already wealthy, mind you, by default of his parents, he's going to be traveling abroad and this and that, and he closed a huge real estate deal that really should have went to Gina. In all honesty, like when you think about it, you get. I'm not saying that Gina should be handed deals, but what I'm saying is Gina and Heather are friends or supposed to be friends. And I'm not saying Heather, nepotism is a real thing. I get that. But for where Heather's son is in his life, he didn't need that at that moment. He's a young kid who don't know if he want to stay in college or not and wants to go abroad. So I can't see him like he doesn't seem like real estate is his passion. That's not how it seems to me. It just seems like, oh, well, let me do this. Let me try this out, which young people do. My daughter did that. She's been to school like this is her fourth time in school, and I'm like, I'm sick of it. Like I'm sick of it. She's been to school four different times for four different things. So and I paid all four times. So it's like I'm tired. But kids at that age, they try to figure out what to do. So to give this kid who's like 18, 19 years old this big real estate, deal, come on, let's be real. He really didn't need that deal. It's nothing to him. Your lives, you're already multimillionaires. So it's like, what does this kid really care? It doesn't mean anything to him. It would mean more to Gina than it would to him. But see, again, that's Heather's son. So she doesn't see it like that. So, like I said, I believe Gina did say that. I believe it. Because how else was he ever to get this huge real estate deal? Come on now. Who's going to do a real estate deal with this young kid? Let's be real. Let's be real here. Nobody's stupid. So, anyway, like I said, I believe that too. I love to see Vicky and Shannon. I love to see Joe. It was so nice to see Joe. Joe looks happy. She's married now. Good for her. Because I didn't like her with Slade. I didn't like her with him because Joe was young at the time and Slade was older with kids and he was trying to make her be a homemaker, make her stay at home. That wasn't who Joe was. Joe was young at the time. She wanted to be out in the LA scene. She wanted to be out there having fun, being young. And Slade was just robbing her of her youth. So I was glad that Joe got out of that situation, went to California, and just did her life, lived her life. It's very ironic that she used to work for Ryan. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I wonder if Ryan tried to sleep with her because we all know Ryan's a little so we don't know. Now this is something I didn't like. Now y'all tell me in the comments. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's a cultural thing. I don't know. But I'm not with women kissing my husband. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. That to me, y'all all drinking and y'all all kissing each other's husbands. Talk about no tongue, no tongue. No, you shouldn't be kissing other people's husbands because you don't know if any of these husbands got a crush on any of these damn women. And you don't know if any of them women got a crush on your damn husband. Now, mind you, none of them men really is worth crushing over, but that ain't the point. It's the one, see, the thing about men, there's not too many attractive men in the world. When I say attractive men, when I say attractive men, I mean really good looking men. Okay, most women that are attracted to men is usually their wallet. Okay, it's usually their wallet. Let's be real here. There's not a lot of like really really attractive men. So let's break it down. Shane, Terry, and who else was over there? Was it no Travis wasn't over there? I don't think. I don't think it was Ryan. I think Eddie. So these were the men. Eddie, uh, Terry, and Shane. Now, Eddie's not a bad looking guy, but Eddie's older now. So out of these three men, do you really want to kiss them? Let's be real. Let's be real. So the only reason why any of these women would want any of these men is because of their money. Because out of all three men, put it like this: if I was there and if I was able to kiss any of these men, or if I wanted to, for example, if I wanted to, me being me, if I had to choose, I would choose Terry because he got the most money. Terry got the most money, so I would choose him over Shane or what's his name, Tamara's husband, Eddie. I would choose Terry because he got the most money. Because that's what a woman would do. If we know, if you put three men in front of us, these three men, who are y'all picking? Ladies, please leave the comments below because I wouldn't be picking Eddie. I'm sorry. Eddie has health issues. He's rumored to be, some dysfunction there. I'm not going to, say it is true or not, but that's what they're saying. Allegedly, I don't know. And Shane just became a lawyer not too long ago. He couldn't pass the bar for God knows how long. And we still don't know what Shane really does. Because Shane passed the bar, but I don't never hear Emily. I don't really say he's at the office all day. I mean, I've heard her say he's working. I've heard that. And I'm not saying he doesn't have a job. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't know what Shane does. Because we know what Eddie did. He had the gym and he had some online business or something else he was doing. We know what Terry does. We know what Ryan does because he's a professional gambler, evidently, and he does construction. He did this this whole thing talking to Katie's husband, but we still don't know really, you know, what he does. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get into that. But so yeah, and then let me see. All right, let's talk about the end of the evening. Um, Alexis knew what she was doing when she had John Jansen come at the end. She knew that. They did that, to do that little surprise at the end or whatever, to shake Shannon up or whatever. They know what they were doing. Um, and we'll see what happens when this season goes off. But I really believe that this whole John and Alexis thing, I think if she's not coming back on the Housewives show, I don't think they're going to be together. I think that the purpose of them being together was for the show. And if it doesn't go the way that John wants it to go, I don't think that they're going to get married. They just met. It's only been a few months. So that's the end of that. Um, the whole thing with Shannon talking about she's done, she's leaving, and that exchange with Katie's husband. Now, y'all tell me, I'm confused. I didn't see that Katie's husband was being mean to her because I don't see that. What I saw was that he was saying, well, you should just leave because she was saying that she's fed up or whatever. And I think Shannon took it the wrong way and got smart with him. So he got smart back because her husband doesn't seem like that type. He seems like very chill, very, laid back. He doesn't seem like he's a chatty patty or he wants to go up against women. I don't get that vibe from him. I really believe that when Shannon came over and she was like, yeah, I'm just going to leave, it's this going on, whatever she was saying. And he was like, well, yeah, go ahead and leave. So I think, but see, Shannon was drinking, like the rest of the women. She was drinking. So that's why I said it was just a mess. Tamara, I don't know why Tamra is, at the, talking to Jen, talking about some, oh, this, and the third. Tamra is a whole train wreck. I don't know what her deal is. And then at the end of the episode, she was like, I was right. She got this FBI hat. But did you guys see at the end that Ryan was never charged? Now, I don't know if Ryan is involved or not, but it said at the end that Ryan was never charged and that his business partner is the one that got the criminal charges and not Ryan. So Tamara may still be in some trouble. Just because there's some headlines out there, that don't mean that Ryan is in this. So, like I said, I don't know if Ryan is in it. Who knows? Or the law has to prove that. And if he didn't get if his partner didn't implicate him and if the courts haven't implicated him, then Ryan must not be a part of it, or they couldn't find enough evidence for Ryan. Or maybe, whatever it is, Ryan is not involved, so him and Jen are still together. Now, does Jen have to be cautious? She does. Just because Ryan wants to marry her, honey, I would still be careful because your track record is not that good. And she also needs to get income of her own other than the money she's getting for spousal support. But if she gets married, then she won't get that spousal support anymore. I don't know the laws in California, but I think she doesn't get the money when you remarry. I think spousal support, I think the child support she'll continue to get, but I think the spousal support she won't. And so I don't know how that's going to go, but Jen really needs to get, some income of her own that is just her. Because if Ryan, wherever there's smoke, there's fire. If this, if Ryan was working with this guy who is now facing criminal charges, then we don't know what else Ryan will get himself into. Because again, where there's smoke, there's fire. So we don't know what's going to happen with that. So that's why I said, listen, this is all a mess. I'll be anxious to see the reunion and see what happens with that. And this is just there's rumors that Shannon's not coming back. I don't know. I have to look into that, so I'll find out about that later. But this is all a mess, and I'm just ready to. I'm glad the season is over. It's the season seemed kind of long to me. I don't know. Was it long to you guys? I don't know. But it seemed kind of long to me, and I'm kind of glad it's over. It was kind of getting on my nerves, and I'm ready to move on to something else. So, all right, guys, let me get off of here. I didn't want to come on here and do too much of a long video. I just wanted to, recap a little bit of this finale. That was, it was a cute concept to do the ugly bridesmaids dresses. That was a cute concept. I thought that was really cute. But these ladies here, this is a whole mess. So we'll see what happens at the reunion because I'm definitely going to be glued to that. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.